Okay, so what I'm gonna be doing now is a very short video about the guide rails, or not the guide rail, the actual fence that I use for my MFT table. I actually have two fences that I purchased from benchdogs.co.uk, and both of them are made out of aluminum. You can see here. And this one here, this particular one has both metric and imperial measurements on it. You can see there, benchdogs.co.uk. It simply fits down into the dog holes on my table, like such, and there it is. As you can see, there's my cut line right there. I have a stop for measurement on this particular one, and I can actually reach underneath here. I have knobs to be able to fasten the fence to the table if I need it to be a little bit more secure. For the most part, you see, there's not really a lot of play. The main concern is this element right here, because it's just an extension. Really, your support should be here and not focus here, but this kind of just gives you a reference point to kind of, support your material up under the cut. It so far, I mean, it works well. I don't obviously have the protractor functionality with this particular setup, but you can't have everything, right? Now, the reason why, so let's take a look. So this one here is actually, what does this say? It was just like 47 inches long or something like that, 120 mil maybe, or 120 centimeters. And then here, if you can see it, let's see if I can put it in one hand. Yeah, there you go. So here we have the longer fence. Oh, this one didn't go down. Here we go. As you can see, it's pretty secure. I actually have two stops, so I can have two different sections, and as you see, it lines up with the further cut. And you can see with both of them on the table how it looks. So in actuality, if I wanted to, I can have two separate cutting stations at once. So like I can cut smaller pieces here and then larger pieces right here without having to, change things out. Now, as I said before in a different video, I was talking about getting the dashboard set up to be able to use a track saw track on here. Now, obviously, I can't go through the track there to have both on at the same time, but in my mind, I was just thinking that would be kind of cool if I could actually have two tracks and one come down here, make a cut, and the other one back over there and come down and make a cut. But unless I'm going to cut the fence, right there for the track to go through or for the rail to go through, that's probably not going to work out. But regardless, I have this set up like this. This is the original fence that I purchased, and then when I realized I didn't have the support, of the whole, like a full 4x8 sheet of plywood, I went ahead and pulled the trigger on getting a longer one. And actually, I considered using the table like this, where essentially I would take a piece of plywood, say off the back of my truck, and slide it on here, and I would be able to, butt it up against this one and this here. And so what I could do is take my track saw and go along one edge and, make a straight edge on one side, and then on the perpendicular side, and then flip it over and square it up in this corner and work with the rest of the material. And I would have two, points of reference. And that just seemed like a useful idea. And quite frankly, if I wanted to, I could cut along this line, along this edge here, if I wanted to. Obviously, it's kind of long because I'm, you know, if I cut with my left hand, and then I can still turn around and cut here if it's, you know, a short segment. But being that these fences just pull up and out to be moved, is, I mean, it gives this table so much more functionality for me. As I said before in a previous video, you know, I'm thinking about still getting a Festool MFT to maybe put here, build a cart for it to sit on, and then set it here so that I can use the lift function, and then I'll leave this just as it is, because this is excellent for an assembly table and also a cutting station. I mean, it's just super useful for me. Anyways, I mean, there's not a whole lot for me to say about this fence. I mean, it's just a fence. It's made out of aluminum. It works. It does the job that I needed to do, and I'm happy with the purchase of both of them. Most people are probably not going to have a use for that longer, the longer fence, and I have to say that I use both of them pretty often. Like, I have purpose for both, you know, and I just like the fact that I can actually, you know, take it off, or that I can actually remove the fence at any time and put it back on. So I don't know what else to add to this little review. Obviously the fences, they don't come, I think they come with 2 of these actual dogs that are on the back. I actually bought extra ones so that there would be no play when I push on the rail, and so that's why I have it. I think, as I said, I think it comes with 2 of these actual dogs with the star knobs, and it comes with 1 stop. And you know, I purchased extra 2 for this one, and obviously this longer one, I can't remember if it came with 4 or not. I know I did purchase an extra stop because I wanted to be able to set up 2 different stop locations for any kind of cutting that I was doing. And I mean, it's worked well. You know, if you look here, this is, the bigger one is not one piece. You have little Allen screws and the 2 bars here to attach the 2 sections together. So if I wanted to, I could just use one portion of it. And then as you see here on the bottom, you see how the extension is applied. Well, the first fence is all one piece of aluminum. And as I said, I find it super useful, super helpful. And you know, if you're considering a fence like this, I think if you know what you're using it for, I think you'll be happy with the functionality. It's not going to be the same as using the Festool MFT, where you have the protractor built in and have that functionality. However, I do have another product that I'm actually going to be talking about in my next video that gives a little bit of insight into how you can get that protractor ability with a fixed fence like this. So anyways, thank you for taking the time to watch the video. If you found it helpful, you know, then I'm happy about that. So anyways, I'll see you in my next video. Thanks. Have a good day.